It'll cut, it'll heal. It's the pain and the joy that makes it real. It'll take you high, it'll throw you low, but you keep on dancing, you never let go. Through the storm, through the fight, keep your head held high, that's life.
Hey there, folks. Welcome to the first episode of That's Life, the podcast where we dissect the wild ride we're all on and somehow end up laughing, crying, or, in today's case, oversharing in the worst way possible. I'm your host, Kyle Fields, and today's episode is called Therapy? Nah, I think I'll trauma dump. You know, there's nothing like a good old emotional unloading session in the middle of a Starbucks drive-thru to make you realize, wow, maybe I should pay someone to listen to my problems instead of traumatizing baristas. But seriously, folks, today we're diving into why we're all so good at avoiding therapy and so bad at keeping our personal baggage, well, personal. We'll laugh, we'll learn, and we'll probably hit some feelings we didn't know we had. Sound good? Great. Let's jump in. Segment 1. The Art of Oversharing. Let's start with this. Why are we so drawn to trauma dumping? Is it the thrill of dropping a truth bomb that makes everyone so uncomfortable? Is it the sheer sport of making a casual coffee chat feel like a season finale of Grey's Anatomy? I mean, we've all been there. You're catching up with a friend, and they say, "How's it going?" And instead of saying, "Oh, good," your brain decides to attack you and respond with, "Well, funny you should ask. Have I ever told you about my childhood abandonment issues?" Now, let's not confuse trauma dumping with venting. Venting is like lightly seasoning a dish. It adds flavor. Trauma dumping is like dumping the entire salt shaker and ruining the meal and still deciding to serve it anyways. I'll never forget the time I trauma dumped on a grocery store cashier. She said, "Have a nice day." And I blurted out, "I'm trying, but my existential dread keeps getting in the way." She froze like she'd just seen a ghost, and I swear the person behind me dropped their bananas. Now, according to a study published in Psychology Today, people trauma dump because they seek validation and relief from emotional distress. But here's the kicker. It often backfires. Oversharing can make others feel overwhelmed, leading to a lack of the support you were hoping for. So why do we keep doing it? Well, because society tells us to get it out there, but doesn't exactly teach us how to do it in a healthy way. It's like being handed a grenade without instructions and on defusing it. The Bible talks about bearing one another's burdens in Galatians 6:2. But let's be clear. Paul didn't mean bear every single traumatic detail during your coworker's lunch break. It's about supporting each other with wisdom and grace. Before we dive back in, let's take a moment to hear a word from our sponsor for today's episode, BrainSpa. the lobotomy alternative.
Are you tired of carrying the weight of your unresolved trauma? Have you ever thought, if only I could delete those memories like I delete embarrassing text messages? Well, now you can. At Brain Spa, we offer a revolutionary service called Memory Mapping. We'll reorganize your mental filing cabinet so you can focus on the present and stop reliving the time you accidentally called your teacher Mom in the 4th grade. Best part? No side effects. Probably. Call now and we'll throw in a free post-treatment therapy session because irony is important. Brain Spa, because ignoring your problems is so 2023. Back to you, Kyle.
Segment 2. Therapy stigma and the avoidance game. Let's talk therapy. Or more specifically, why so many of us avoid it like it's the dentist's office, but for your brain. But here's the thing. Therapy isn't just for broken people. It's like taking your car in for a tune-up before it starts making that terrifying clunking sound. A study from the American Psychological Association found that 1 in 3 people avoid therapy due to stigma, cost, or the belief that they can handle their problems on their own. I'll give you a hint. Most of us are not equipped to be our own therapist. Proverbs 11:14 says, "Where there is no guidance, a people fall. But in an abundance of counselors, there is safety." The Bible literally says, get help. So why are we so stubborn? Well, let's pretend I've got some listener emails here because we all know it's the first one, so I don't have any listeners. Here we go. Kyle, is trauma dumping cheaper than therapy? Well, yes, but so is stealing office supplies, and that doesn't mean it's right choice, though.
Nope.
What if I don't trust therapists? Well, fair point. But you trust your barber, and they literally hold sharp objects right next to your head. So, what have we learned today? Trauma dumping might feel good in the moment, but it's not the healthiest way to deal with life's struggles. Therapy is not a dirty word, and sharing responsibility is an art worth mastering. Remember, folks, life is messy, but the beauty of it all is that we're not meant to do it alone. Whether it's God, a therapist, or a really good friend, there's always someone willing to help you carry the load. Until next time, this has been That's Life. Stay kind, stay curious, and for the love of all things holy, stop traumatizing Starbucks employees. See you next week, friends.
It'll cut, it'll heal. It's the pain and the joy that makes it real. It'll take you high, it'll throw you low, but you keep on dancing, you never let go. Through the storm, through the fight, keep your head held high, that's life. Every stumble taught me how to stand tall. Every time I broke, I rebuilt it all. There's beauty in the battle, grace in the grind. You find your strength when you don't look behind. You gotta lose your way to find the light. Sometimes it takes the dark to see what's bright. That's life. It'll cut, it'll heal. It's the pain